Hey everybody, it's Kathy. First I want to apologize for the way I look today. Yesterday was my anniversary, mine and my husband's 10-year anniversary, and we went out last night, which we don't do very often. I don't know, some of you that have small children, you know how it is. You make all these plans to have date nights and do all that, and then life gets away from you. But we went to a barn dinner theater performance, and it was wonderful. We've had some bad weather here in Nashville, so it was kind of funny because toward the end of the play, there was all kinds of craziness going on outside. We could hear it, but they didn't stop the play. Everything continued, and when we left, there were power lines down, trees down, and we heard there had been a tornado warning. So it was kind of, kind of nice to have missed it in a way. Anyway, we had a nice evening, but then of course I had to be up real early this morning with my kids, so I'm a little tired today, and you can see by the way I look that I'm lacking a little sleep. But anyway, what I wanted to tell you about today is something that bothers everybody, me included, and that's ingrown hairs. And you can get them anywhere. My husband still gets them here from shaving. You can get them in the bikini line from shaving or waxing. Some people get them on their legs from where their pants rub. Under your arms, you can get them. So I want to kind of explain how they occur and some simple ways to take care of them. First, I want to explain what goes on. So there's 3 phases of hair growth, and one of the phases is it's growing, then it's at rest, then it's shedding. So one type of ingrown hair is the type that's still in the growth phase. It kind of comes up, but because it's curled, like with the bikini area, those hairs are more curly. So a lot of times it will corkscrew run and grow back in, but it's still growing. And those type are really, I think, the easiest to remove because they're still being pushed up from underneath. And then the other type that you can get, and these are the ones that can be a bigger problem, they're the ones that were in the growth stage, and then they came around, and then they are in the shed stage, so they are no longer being propelled up from underneath, but they are now almost sitting sideways, just in limbo, not going anywhere, because there's no growth going on to push them up and out, so they're more laying sort of this way under the skin, just sort of stuck there with nothing to continue it. So when you have an area that you know is prone to ingrown hairs, the number one thing you can do is regular daily exfoliation. And I don't mean wait until you've got a bunch of those little ingrown bumps, because then now you're kind of trying to undo. It's better to do daily exfoliation to sort of keep that upper skin from growing up. When you've got a curly hair, if we can keep that skin from growing back on top and burying the hair, you have a better chance of it sort of popping back up and being able to be removed. And when I say daily exfoliation, use whatever you like. The simplest form would be one of those little scrubby sponges, the little round sponges that are just made out of netting. You can just squirt some liquid soap, and they say there are some reports that say that a gel or liquid body wash is better than a bar soap because a bar soap leaves a film. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I mean, use your own. If you get them really bad, go ahead and maybe try just using the wash instead of a bar soap. I don't really think it makes that big a difference, to be honest with you. But anyway, so that's a real simple, easy way. Just keep one of those in your shower and soap up all those areas with that little scrubbing thing. But if you want, you can use a scrub, like a sugar. I prefer sugar scrubs because the salt ones tend to be a lot more drying, and they're also a lot coarser. So I'm not a big fan of salt scrubs, at least not on a daily basis. But the sugar ones, they're a lot gentler, and you can make one yourself really cheap. Just go into your kitchen, get some just regular old white sugar, put some olive oil in maybe, a few squirts of your favorite body soap, shake it all up, and there you go. I mean, it doesn't have to be some big expensive thing. Just the sugar, what's good about sugar is it dissolves as you're sort of scrubbing with it, so it doesn't do very much damage. It dissolves away as you're using it. So sugar is nice. One of those loofahs you can use. But remember, the more abrasive the tool is, whatever you choose, a back brush, whatever. The more abrasive it is, though, the gentler you need to be with it, because we're not trying to buff away too much. You know, you're just removing what little bit is on there. And I know you've probably seen some of my videos about exfoliation. This is not, we're not talking about the face now. I'm talking about for the body. Guys out there, if you have the problem down here, you might rather use non-physical but chemical exfoliation to help keep that under control. For men with the ingrown hairs down here, salicylic acid works great. You might be able to find just like a toner with it in there, or a lactic acid. You know, it might be strong enough for you. And for men with ingrown hairs down here, another thing that helps some men, particularly African American men, where you've got real curly corkscrew shaped hair, a lot of men find that they benefit from a hot towel applied before they shave. Just lay that hot towel on, let it just soften the beard for a few minutes, and then do your shaving. There are some products on the market that are supposed to help ingrown hairs, and I know many people love them. I'm not a fan of them, but that doesn't mean they don't work for you and that you won't love them. One of them is called 10 Skin. It comes in a little blue bottle, and it's got the acids in it to help, you know, eat up that dead skin. But for some people it can be too much. It's irritating, it can really sting. That's why I'm not really a big fan of it. I prefer just some gentle physical exfoliation. Takes care of the problem. However, if you're somebody that you really have a bad time with it, it's really bad, you can try, you know, some of those other more advanced, like the 10 Skin, or even using some form of salicylic on the area. What you can do also when you have a bad ingrown hair, particularly on the bikini line, is you can use a tiny little bit of like Neosporin, especially after you've removed it. I don't really find that I need to do anything, but it's not a bad idea to do that. And let me tell you real quick the easiest way to remove an ingrown hair. If you can really see the flat of the hair at the top showing, you know, sticking up. Let's see if you can see which finger I'm talking about. If you can really see that showing where you can get a tweezer and pull it out, great. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes you just see like a little bump and it almost kind of indents. All you have to do with those, and people will pick and pick and pick at them. All you got to do is take and just do a tiny little, get under it and pinch, and that will pop out, and a lot of times the hair will come completely out. Those are the loose ones that I talked about oftentimes. But the hair will come out with a little bit of the white fluid, which is because it's got white blood cells that have been sent to help heal the infection. So it'll all kind of come out together. You'll see there'll be a little tiny little hair mixed in, or it may still be attached and you have to tweeze it. But that's really, you know, when you get one that's in there and it starts to get that little lump, instead of picking, just try that little pinch, because picking and scratching, and I will admit sometimes I do scratch at them. If I can see the hair, I will sort of scratch it up to release it, and then, but if you don't get something immediately, stop doing that. Do a tiny little squeeze, and then it should come right out. And then make sure that you always finish off with something antibacterial. You can use tea tree oil. You can use any type of, trying to think, like I use salicylic acid because I have a toner. Let me see, I can show it to you from my cabinet here. This is one by Face Reality Clinic. And you know that I use a lot of their products for my acne clients, but this is a salicylic antiseptic toner, and what I like about it is I feel like it's kind of soothing the area a little bit, and it's just a nice finish. I was trying to see if this said what the percentage was of salicylic, and it doesn't. But I prefer you use something like this instead of alcohol. If you have nothing but alcohol, that's fine. I mean, at least it's not your face. So, you know, you do want to do something after. And then, like I said, when you're done, you can just put a little dab of Neosporin. That'll just help it heal quickly. So that's it. I hope this helps. Write any questions you have below, and I'll try to get back with you as soon as I can. Thanks, and have a great day.